Online Dating Nightmare, or How I Met My True Love Online. Hi everybody, welcome to another video log in My Philippine Diary. Today we're discussing long distance affairs, or dating online as it's currently known. In a perfect world, to meet a Filipina, you could jump on a plane, fly over to the Philippines, spend a couple of months wandering the streets. Eventually you'll walk into someone, you'll meet someone talking on the streets or in a restaurant or in a mall, and that'll be the beginning of a beautiful relationship. Or if you're really lucky, a friend who is a Filipina will introduce you to another friend who is a Filipina, and that begins a lovely relationship, if you're really lucky. But in the absence of a friend being able to introduce you to another friend, and that would really be a good thing if it were possible, if a friend could introduce you to a friend, because good people tend to have good people for friends. You tend to be like your friends. If you like the characteristics of one of your friends, there's a good chance that you will like the characteristics of one of his friends or her friends, and hopefully that's the person that they'll introduce you to. So having a friend, someone who knows you, fix you up could really be a nice thing if it were possible. But like I said, in the absence of a perfect world, that takes us to online dating. The pros of online dating are they are full of people who are ready to date. They're looking for a mate or a spouse. They have the same thing in mind that you do. There are lots of good people online on these sites. Gone is the stigma of online being a place where people who can't find someone goes. It is legitimate. It is the way a large percentage of people are meeting their significant others. It's a good thing now. Cons, there are sometimes profit elements built into these dating sites. Like they often try and sell you overpriced flowers or gifts for the girls, and then the girls receive a cash cut of that sale. They often will try and prevent you from getting the girl's personal contact information so that you can contact her outside of the site. They don't want to lose their financial investment in this, so they make it difficult for you to be able to get her personal information. They often charge men for the privilege of using the site. But I guess for true love, sometimes you need to pay. Sometimes these sites are set up for the specific purpose of scamming. Or at the very least, they don't protect you from those who are intentionally trying to scam you. They don't protect you from the professional scammer. They don't protect you from the coached scammer. Someone is coaching this person, telling them what they need to say or do to get you to fall in love with them, to send them some of these overpriced gifts or anything like that. Sometimes they don't even protect you from girls who submit false ID or false information about who they are, because from the very beginning, their intentions are to scam you. So unfortunately, some of these sites don't protect you from that kind of stuff. You say, okay, I'm aware of all the pros and cons. Why shouldn't I do this dating stuff? The pros? You're tired of being alone, not having someone to share with. If you do this site thing, your communications with this person will be instant. It's almost as though they are there with you wherever you live. Everybody wants to be loved. Your black book is the world. Remember the black books, the books that we used to write the phone numbers of all our friends and whoever it was we're dating? If you go online, The world is your virtual black book. You have a choice. You have the option of meeting millions of people. The black book is your world. The cons, because you are online, your view of the reality is somewhat blurred. You can't see everything. And as a result, that puts you at a distinct disadvantage and makes it easier for people to deceive you. When you can't see them in person, it's kind of hard to see exactly what's going on, what kind of person they are. It makes it easier for them to swindle you for your money, your time, or even worse, your emotional state of being. It hurts to get money taken, but it also hurts in the heart. Nobody wants that kind of pain. That can be very painful. A friend of mine was telling me that when he met his Filipino girlfriend, soon to be wife, in the Philippines, it would take 1 month for him to write her a letter, her to read the letter, write back, and him to receive it. Even if she wrote back on the same day, the turnaround time was still a month. Fortunately for me, in this day and time, when I was separated from my family, Mary Lou, I was able to get online and say hi, good morning, and good night to her every day. When Novi grew up and started going to school, I was able to say goodbye to her before she left for school. It's not as good as being there, but it's certainly better than a 1 month turnaround time to communicate. Moving forward with the dating situation. Okay, you ready to move forward a little bit? As you start those conversations, you really have to ask and understand about the significant others in this person's life. Who exactly is she living with? What are their names and ages and sexes? Is she living with her mom? That's usually a good thing. And you would probably want that. Is she now, or has she ever been married? And that's the big one. Being married before in the Philippines, that is a monster. Divorce is really hard to get in the Philippines. If your friend has been married before, you should probably think twice or even 3 times about getting in this relationship or furthering this thing. If you marry a woman who has been married before, there's a big chance this is going to cost you money and a lot of grief down the line. Think really hard. The pain that this causes you, that she causes you, may not be intentional, but it's going to be pain for you regardless. I know that sounds like a cruel and heartless thing to say, but that's the reality of it. Technically speaking, they do have adultery laws in the Philippines. And if you play house with someone who's been married before, that could be bad luck. That could be bad news. A husband, ex-husband, or even a relative who feels they're entitled to something could call the police on you, and then you have big problems. You, technically speaking, could be arrested. You could be charged. You would be in the system. They would now be dealing with you, and you, as a foreigner, would be at a distinct disadvantage. You would not want to be in this situation. This would not be the most favorable thing for you. Under threat of arrest, if you don't get arrested, you are going to be under a lot of pressure. So that, unfortunately, is something for you to really think about. So you're moving ahead with the relationship, and the question of money comes up. The money question. When is this a scam? When is it okay to send her money? How much is okay before it becomes a scam? These are all vital questions. You will have to think about them. You should think about them before. You need to think about them. And now the disclaimer. What I'm going to say is just my personal opinion. I didn't find this in a book anywhere. There are no laws about this, no consensus going on. I have lots of friends who have been in these relationships and tried to find love online and tried to do the long distance thing, and it's difficult. If it works out, it's great. There's nothing better in the world. But I'm going to leave you with this disclaimer. My general thoughts are, if you have not met her, been to her home, seen where she grows up, met her parents, and met some of her friends, then I think financial responsibility on your part is minimal. I think your financial responsibility is minimal. You're not due, you don't owe that much. Now, what you decide to do a little bit later, what you decide to do, that's up to you. But do it, in my opinion, thinking that it is not a moral right that you must. It's not something that you have to. It's not something that you should do. Or it's not something that you're forced to do. Whether you do it or not, that's on you. And that's where we are. One area that I do think you might want to help your friend with is communication. First of all, we all know if they're living in the Philippines, there's a good chance that they are financially strapped. They just don't have a lot of money. We know that the jobs here just don't pay a lot of money. We know that finances can be very tight here. And so you're getting involved with someone, you're getting in a relationship with someone, and you're asking them to communicate with you. And you will benefit from that communication. You will feel good about life. You will enjoy that. So if you are benefiting from that, should you take some type of financial responsibility for it? So on that line, I say maybe you can help this person with communication costs. What do I mean by that? Maybe help them go to the internet cafe. If they just took a jeepney, that would be maybe 40 cents a day. 10 pesos or 20 pesos to the internet cafe if you're lucky. 10 pesos or 20 cents back. If they went every day just to talk to you, that would be 31 days at 620 pesos. That would be $12.40 a month. Is that a lot of money to have someone communicate with you on a daily basis? I'm guessing it makes you feel very good to have these conversations. I'm guessing you really are happy about this. So in my opinion, or I guess it's your opinion, is it worth $12.40? And then the party started next door. So I guess that's going to be the end of part one, and we'll pick up on this sometime later. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with a friend if you liked it. Thank you. Bye.